Uh, Excuse me. This is this the place with the meeting?
Yes, it is. Everyone here, please
Oh,
sit down.
okay.
We're getting ready to
Yes.
start. Okay, great. Hello, I am your counselor, and I'm welcoming you to the Louisiana pilot program for felons of nonviolent crimes. That's you. And each of you in this program was arrested and indicted, and all of you opted for house arrest while your cases are being decided by the courts. This program was developed because of the overcrowding of our prisons, and it's set up to give you a chance to come to terms with your crimes and through the mercy of the court to have your record scrubbed once you have demonstrated understanding and remorse for your antisocial behavior. All of you elected to wear an ankle bracelet and stay housed at your domicile, so you're still able to work from home. Should you complete the program successfully, there will be no stain on your record, and you will be freed of the ankle bracelets and able to resume a normal life. So if at any time you decide you would rather leave this program and go to jail, your choice will be to accept your punishment instead of rehabilitation, and that will be accepted by the courts. So what we're going to do is we only have 15 minutes, and I'm going to ask each one of you what you did and why you did it. Actually have a record of why you did what you did. So starting with you, John, according to this, you are a con man and you rip off women. There were 53 complaints against you.
It's not exactly how it goes, counselor. By the way, you got a lovely voice. I'd like to see that face of yours. You're probably hot.
Even if I were hot, John, you think I'd want to hang around a guy like you? What they do is take money from women? No thanks. And also, just to let you guys know, I'm called counselor and not my real name. I'm Dr. Somebody, but I'm not going to say what, because I don't want to be in a position where if this program should fail, that you would have an opportunity to know who I am and come after me. Clear? Okay, so back to you, John. You've got, as I said, 53 complaints, and God knows how many people you ripped off and they didn't complain because they were too embarrassed.
Love can make people blind, counselor. And all 53 women, I very much can say I was in love with them. And I think it took a toll on their feelings and impaired their judgment a little bit, counselor.
Don't you feel anything? Don't you have you never had your heart broken?
Of course, counselor.
Of course. And when was
Yes.
that? When was that? Who broke your heart?
It was some time ago. Some girl, one of my first ever experiences. Something you never forget. The first cut is the deepest, like Clarkson says.
So if you know how they feel, why do you do it?
Well, here's the thing, counselor. Nothing's intentional. I think a lot of these women, they knew what they were getting themselves into.
No,
They very much understood.
No, they don't. I'll get back to you. Michael, you're stealing from the church.
Yeah, I mean, I have to survive. Like I don't work a very high-end job to where I can just afford all my bills. Like I mean, this church makes $10,000 every week. I mean, how are they going to miss 200?
So if you're a smart guy, why aren't you making more money? Why aren't you finding a high-end job? Or
Uh,
even better, cutting down on your expenses so you can afford to live in what you make?
but I'm already scraping to get by, counselor. Like it's hard out here. Like this church, it's so big in the South that I mean, it's not going to miss $200 every other week or every week. I mean, these people are just giving money to the church, and the church is surviving fine. Why can't I? I deserve to.
The church has reported you to the police. You were indicted. That's why you're here. Don't you feel any kind of guilt at all?
I mean, yeah, a little bit, but I mean, I don't. I'm stealing from the rich.
Got it. All right, well, I think we can work on you. Lilianne, you too are, according to this, all of y'all steal, but Lilianne, you pickpocket.
Yes.
You pickpocket. innocent people who trust you, and you. Do you have anything to say for yourself?
Well, people just give to me uh, because we're having a good time. And the only time I took money was when they made a promise to me. So,
What kind of promise?
you know, they made a promise that they would spend money on me and we would have a good time. And if I would dance with them, they would give me money. And when they didn't, I just held them to the promise that to me and I took the money. But I was entitled to it.
Because they told you they were going to pay you.
Yes.
This sounds like prostitution to me.
No, it was not prostitution. It was none of that at all. It was just having a good time partying. And some people just like to party. They get intoxicated and don't know what they did with their money. And they would say, hey, let's go here. Let's dance. Let's go over here and dance. Would you like a drink here? And they would spend money on meals. I went to elaborate places and they needed to have money. And sometimes I would just help them spend the money
Lilianne,
because they would be so intoxicated.
Lilianne,
They would give me their wallet and say, pay for
Lilianne,
this. That's what I
quiet,
did.
quiet. Prostitution doesn't necessarily involve genital contact. If someone says let's come, let's go dance, and for some reason you think that they owe you money when what they asked you for was a dance, you've got this a little screwed up here, Miss Lilianne.
We would just, no, it's just a good time that we have. It's not prostitution involved because it's not, well, you do this for money. It's just, you do this just for a good time. And that's what we did. We have a good time.
And then you took money. You took money. Look, you think
I took it because I was entitled to it. In prostitution, they give you money.
Not necessarily. But Sal.
Well, that's how I understand it. And that's the world that I come from.
Oh,
so
you do a lot of thinking if you want to get out of this program with your record clean. So hold on. We don't have a lot of time here. Sal, you embezzled. You're from your father's company.
I didn't embezzle anything. It was my father's company that somehow or another these people got a hold of, and I just found where money that was missing was going to, and I was on the verge of finding out where when they said, "Oh, you're embezzling." I didn't embezzle anything.
So the money that they found in your bank accounts in the Cayman Islands and other places, Switzerland, how did it get there?
I earned it.
Oh, did they agree with you that you earned it?
I don't know what they agreed to or not. I just know that money was reasonably mine, and if they didn't agree to it, well, what can I say?
Well, you can put the money back.
I'm not going to put money back that doesn't belong to other people, to me. I mean, to other people.
We'll get back to you. Miss Penelope, according to this, you're a shoplifter?
Oh, I wouldn't call it that.
Well, you were arrested for shoplifting.
Oh, yes, that was just a big misunderstanding. Yeah, that was my dress that they were holding for me.
Miss Penelope, you were investigated and evaluated, and we believe you don't quite understand what's going on here. You told them.
Oh no, counselor, I think you don't understand.
You told them that you were the Duchess of Ohio.
Yes, that's correct.
There are no duchesses in the United States. Sorry.
Oh, that's not true at all.
Okay. All right. Okay, so Mr. Yui, Dewey? I'm confused.
Uh,
Dewey?
it's pretty simple. I said it right there. It's pronounced Yui, like with a Y, Yui.
Huey, Dewey, and Louie. I remember them. They were Donald Duck's nephews.
I understand English well enough to recognize a joke on my expense when I hear one, counselor.
Good for you. Okay, so apparently what your game is you steal products, computers, printers, stuff like that from your company, right?
Well, their word is I misappropriated company resources. You
How
may
about
like that phrase better than stealing.
you were arrested for stealing and selling these computers and printers and stuff on eBay?
These are the things that the company rightly discard, okay? Because these executives, these upper management think that these are not good enough for them anymore. Like they want the latest and greatest. So they give them to me because I work in IT, and they say, here, there's something wrong with my laptop from last year. I just ordered last year, but no, they want the latest version. So they say, here's something wrong with it. Order me a new one.
I'm very confused why, just because these people want new product and you do supply it to them, don't you?
Well, I ordered them. Company pay for it, but they throw away these things. They say, I don't care what you do with this. I want my new one, and throw it away. So instead of wasteful throwing away, I sell them. I fix them. I sell them. To money for to help people who don't have things to throw away.
Look, one of the things that you guys are going to have to understand is justification. You know, how each one of you has taken your particular situation and you've turned it around to make it so that you feel you're in the right and that you're not guilty, but you're guilty according to the law. Have you thought about that?
The way I see, there's a lot of loopholes in these laws that the executive have no problem taking advantage of.
Well, I'll tell you what. I have you guys for 8 weeks. We're going to talk about this. We're going to see if we can come to terms. I know it's not a lot of time, but we're going to find a way to come to terms with this. Maybe you can help each other understand things better. So until then, till I see you next time, try not to rip off other people, okay?
Right.
Sure.